It's weird, but recently my old clothing brand has been making sales this month. Um, I feel really lucky. I feel like I don't know. It just it's just one of those things that you look back at and you had this like bad, or I'm just gonna say like I honestly thought I had like no talent or anything at all. And I'm not taking this as like a way to feed my ego, right? But it's just like really weird to make sales because it just, again, I'm not saying it in a way to feed my ego. Fuck. I'm just not as talentless as I thought, you know? I feel like I was way more pessimistic then. This was like over a year ago, just over a year ago. So when I had like my clothing brand, and I was obviously way more pessimistic, like entirely. So at the time, it was like technically my first real business that I was running, or my second one, but my first one where I like put like a decent amount of money, or at least for myself, into, and I didn't get the results I wanted. Yeah, not getting the results, it just kind of just made me feel like really bad. And it honestly stayed that way until, well, not recently, but because I feel like I've gotten way better about like the way I approach and think about things, like in terms of like being optimistic and just creating that balance. I feel like that's very important to have entirely because it does give you like a better like sense of judgment and like over everything, because you're too optimistic, you're just like you've become a danger to yourself because of how, like, I guess, like arrogant or just oblivious you like set yourself out to be. But I'm like going off tangent. But yes, just I made six sales. My shirt made six sales on Depop like the past 2 weeks, and it's just such a weird feeling. So it's like it's kind of like killing that old like demon essentially, where it's just pure pessimism in that like aspect, and it's like like it's okay. Like, if that makes sense. I go to this coffee shop like quite often, to like do my work on math, or work on engineering projects, or work on computer programming, like Python. And then some things that I've been like doing as of recent is like to actually journal. But just I don't know, just I don't want to waste and forget my thoughts. So whenever I just have like this like conversation in my head, not that I don't have any, but like it's just like something that's like out of the ordinary essentially. I just like I screen and I open a new like notes tab, and I just like write down about like whatever. um I don't know why I said that. It's just something new that I've been doing. And actually, I have Cal 2 coming up next this Monday, this Monday, and I'm actually like really excited for it because I've been like studying for it, bro. Like I study it beforehand, like before the class even started. I've just been like studying, and it doesn't feel forced. It feels I still feel the same way about math. I really do. Like just like sitting there and just solving the puzzle. It's just like boom, boom, puzzle, 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 puzzle. That's the way it feels. That's how it feels like for me. Yeah. So on top of like all of that, and like that little like update, I guess. So I wanted to like tell you like the clothing brand as in like context. So yeah, I've made like actually like six sales. Like today I woke up with two sales from my shirt. I'm not even promoting it or anything. So that's just pure luck. Like, and I accept the fact that it's pure luck. Like there's no way, I don't think that your success relies entirely off it's like a pure reflection of pure skill. That's just impossible, bro. I really don't think that's like a thing. Like of course like you could up the odds for yourself, but it's never truly 100%, you know? But oh my, I keep getting sidetracked. What I'm trying to say is, so I brought that up to one of the baristas And basically, I brought up how I've been making sales, and it's just so weird. The way I saw it, it was just so it's so weird for me for like that to just happen out of nowhere, right? And yeah, I they kind of like ask questions about me, and I answer about like these things that I'm doing and that I want to do. They ask, I answer, bro. so so yeah, and yeah, it was until they said that like something about me is so inspiring, and it's just hearing that from somebody else is genuinely what I've been wanting. If I go back like a couple months, I'm talking about like ideal self, and I just want to be like a inspiration. I really want people to really just like feel that energy and just want to do it as well. And I've just been like, that's just that's just one of the many things, but of course, like one of the core things that I've been wanting to be for not not just myself, but for people. Like, of course, like I'm not gonna force it, right? Like I'm not gonna be a motivational speaker. Like I don't know. I'm just gonna continue to do what I do, I guess, and just push for like even more. Yeah, again, I just don't feel like limiting myself anymore. It's just continue doing what I'm doing, and it's all for like a greater purpose, is what I think. Sometimes you have to sit things out, and I mean, it's fine. But to me, it's really not like sitting things out. Like I genuinely do enjoy like just sitting there and like working on my projects and learning. Well, Python not so much. I'm not as engageful, but I still like it though. But like engineering, rocketry. I thought I wanted to do like F1, but bro, like rocketry is just it's so interesting to me. Like it's actually so fun to like learn about like all these concepts and just like the way a rocket is supposed to like work and its parts. It's just that's like really interesting to me. I realized that when I wanted to say I wanted to work at F1 and things like that, it was because that's the life that I pictured would be cool. But now the reason I'm going to like rocketry, I guess, is because like what I'm doing is actually cool. Like I don't know, I would look at like F1 things, I would be like, damn, bro. But then like I'm looking at all of these topics that aerospace offers, and it's just so like it's genuinely so interesting to me, and I really want to be a part of like all of these like missions. I don't know. I just want to do all of those things. I want to do all of that. It's so like fun to me. I've set out my summer to be in like multiple phases so I could be at a point where I'm, I guess, like self sufficient. Because, of course, like you can't master all of these topics and just in one summer, right? But I genuinely do want to reach a point, like I just said, just to be self sufficient and then take all of this like knowledge and skills that I've like built this summer onto like my like the rocket organization that they have at my school. Hearing those words that I'm actually like inspirational to them, it's just so like crazy to me. It caught me off guard. I didn't know how to react to it, to be honest, because again, like it really is something that I've been wanting to be for people. Like that's the, I don't know, self I imagine myself in eventually. And I feel like I've spoken about it before, like in one of my videos, but I don't remember, right? But it's actually kind of happening. Like I have like this like idea of just like not just off of my work, but then like into these projects that people can literally like interact with or even like be in. I'm like watching back and I realized I am being very vague with the way I am explaining things. What I mean by being is essentially create a coffee shop. That is something that I've recently started to just want. And why? Well, I actually wrote it down in my notes, and I'm just going to read this out to you because this is something I can actually picture myself doing. So, yeah. So I want to create a space that will attract people who genuinely want more for themselves. Create a social ecosystem that's revolved around working towards your goals. For my employees that work in my coffee shop, I will increase their pay to specialize in a skill they want to develop for themselves. Of course, having to earn it. I will offer specialized high demand skills that they can naturally develop in my coffee shop and take onwards for their careers. I will look for someone who again wants more for themselves. The culture will of course be created by me. I'd like the same idea of natural selection. Those who want it will prove it as employees, but mainly themselves. Those who don't want it will just naturally see themselves out of the place. And again, there's like a better way to go about saying that, but that's just the kind of environment I want to create. Hardworking people stay with hardworking people, and those who can't, who choose to stay in this like state of like comfort, and you just don't want to change for the better, you could sorry. So yeah, for whatever my employees choose to specialize and specifically high value skills that they could take onto like actual industries and just things to develop for themselves. um i'll find I'll find a way for you to develop it in my coffee shop. I don't care if it's sales or just whatever it is, to be honest, that you could carry on into your life. I'll offer that opportunity to create it as that base, develop high income skills there, like as their base, because they really are just baristas, right? But I want them to be more than baristas. I don't care about making a profit for myself. I care for those who choose to become the better version of themselves on their own. This isn't just a regular coffee shop. This is a sense and institution that pays you to develop yourself entirely. Okay, there. When I write, I actually make sense. So yes, my coffee shop is a place that it's an institution. It's basically an institution to develop these high income or high value skills that you could, start there and just develop it. Boom, boom, boom. Practice it. I want you to practice it so you could just be a high value person. You get me? Another thing I really want to do is I have it here on the calendar, and it's become someone everyone wants to talk to. And I mean that in a way where, yeah, people are like very inclined to speak to me. I want to be able to pass on all the information I've learned that's like beneficial. You get me? So all of these things that I've, yeah, like accumulated and in all this time and things like that, I want to be able to pass that down because I feel like it's a waste if you just keep it entirely to yourself. And like that's the kind of person I really want to be for people. Just, you know, I just want to be good for people. Yeah, so I'm not gonna force it. Like I really don't think you should force things like that because it's gonna do the exact opposite, bro. You can't like yeah, you can't be a motivational speaker like directly to people because then it's just gonna be like, oh whatever, like it's gonna go like this, like that. All that information you tell them, I have to genuinely seek it out of you. I feel like, and I really want to be that, like that person for them. Oh, there was more footage, but I deleted the video, bro. Oh my god. Okay. Well, this is kind of where it has to end. Uh, yeah. See ya.